Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the program. It's Tuesday, October 13th, coming to you live from our studio in Seoul. I'm Kim Mo-kyun. Before we get started, these are the stories we're following at the top of the hour. From today, people living in South Korea are required to wear face masks in public places. The government will begin imposing fines on people who do not wear face masks at places deemed at higher risk of COVID-19 infection, beginning from mid-November. President Moon Jae-in is set to chair the government's second strategy meeting on the Korean New Deal initiative today to discuss details on plans to spur the initiative across regional economies. K-pop superstars BTS are once again set to make Billboard history with a remix version of the song Savage Love, which features a South Korean boy band set to top the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Blackpink's The Album is also set to rank number 2 on the Billboard 200 chart. We begin with the COVID-19 situation here in South Korea. The nation reported 102 new cases on Tuesday, seeing the number of daily infections surpass 100 for the first time in 6 days. The figure has been rising since Monday, when the nation's autumn holidays officially ended. Of the new cases, 69 were locally transmitted and 33 were imported from overseas. The total number of cases stands at over 24,800. One more patient died from the virus, raising the death toll to 434. Beginning today, the South Korean government says it will be imposing fines on people who do not wear face masks at places deemed at higher risk of COVID-19 infection, like public transportation and hospitals. The fine will be imposed from mid-November, following a 30-day grace period. Our Kim Hyo-san reports.
Health officials in South Korea have lowered the social distancing policy to level 1, but it has put in place stricter measures for face mask wearing. The public will be mandated to wear masks at multi-use facilities, and those who do not will be penalized.
Starting November 13th, face mask wearing will be mandated at multi-use facilities, on public transportation and at rallies. Those who do not wear masks will be fined around $87.
The policy imposed starting October 13th will have a grace period of a month until actual fines are imposed from November 13th. Individuals will be fined some $87, but managers of multi-use facilities who fail to mandate their staff and users to abide by the policy will be fined up to $2,600. Under the new measure, everyone who uses public transportation, attends public rallies, or visits hospitals will have to wear face masks, regardless of the level of social distancing policy. The obligation, however, will not cover people under the age of 14, those who are unable to wear masks due to medical conditions, people on air, or athletes. Officials also say masks need to be worn properly, meaning they are required to cover one's nose and mouth. Kim Hyo-san, Arirang News.
South Korea has finally returned to the lowest level of a 3-tiered COVID-19 prevention system for most parts of the country. This comes after nearly 2 months of stricter measures. While there was a spike in the number of cases on Tuesday, health authorities believe the overall situation is stabilizing. Our Lee Kyung-eun reports.
The cases could continue to go up and down, but overall it's showing a downward trend.
Monday was part of those fluctuations, with South Korea reporting 98 new cases after seeing the figures staying in double digits for 5 days in a row. Of them, 69 were local transmissions, and family gatherings have emerged as a new COVID-19 hotspot, part of the lingering effects of last month's Chuseok Thanksgiving holiday. In the central city of Daejeon, 20 patients have been confirmed due to chain infections linked to a virus-hit family. In another family, 7 people tested positive. Other cluster infections include a meeting of friends and an army base in Yangju City, where 5 soldiers have been confirmed to have the virus. There were also 29 imported cases, the highest figure since late July.
The surge is attributed to a cluster infection linked to 13 Nepalese.
The uptick in cases comes on the day the country goes back to level 1 distancing, prompting the government to only partially ease restrictions. Starting October 19th, kindergartens and elementary and middle schools can take up to 2/3 of students in classrooms like high schools currently do. Students will likely be divided into morning and afternoon groups, allowing them to attend school every day. High-risk facilities like singing rooms and large private academies resume business under strict guidelines, and so will senior care centers and daycare centers. Restrictions on soldiers' vacation will also be lifted, and professional sports facilities will bring back spectators while limiting capacity to 30%. However, door-to-door sales seminars will remain prohibited. And for the capital region, mass rallies are still banned, as are group gatherings and dining inside churches. These measures are aimed at minimizing risks amid the country's efforts to help the economy recover. 이경은, Arirang News.
U.S. President Donald Trump has reportedly tested negative for COVID-19 just 10 days after contracting the virus. Citing the White House medical team, Reuters reported that he has tested negative on consecutive days. They also confirmed that he's not infectious to others. President Trump is returning to the campaign trail Monday night local time with a rally in Florida, his first since he tested positive on October 2nd. China's northeastern port city of Qingdao has confirmed a dozen new COVID-19 cases a matter of weeks after Chinese authorities claimed they had beaten the virus. Local media outlets say most of the cases are linked to the Qingdao Chest Hospital. They explained that 6 of the patients had no symptoms. The authorities say they will test the city's entire population of over 9 million over the next several days, adding some 155,000 people with links to the hospital have already been tested. President Moon Jae-in is set to chair the government's second strategy meeting on the Korean New Deal initiative. Up for discussion are plans for Korean New Deal projects in different regions, as well as ways to foster a cooperative system between the central and local governments. The mayors and governors of the country's 17 cities and provinces will be there, as well as top officials from the Blue House, government, and senior ruling party lawmakers. This year's Nobel Prize in Economics has been awarded to 2 American economists for their role in improving the theory of how auctions work. They also invented new auction formats that are now embedded into many parts of the economy. Lee Seung-jae has the story.
On Monday, the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences announced 2 winners for the Nobel Prize in Economics.
The Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences has today decided to award the Sveriges Riksbank Prize in Economic Sciences in memory of Alfred Nobel, jointly to Paul R. Milgrom and Robert B. Wilson, for improvements to auction theory and invention of new auction formats.
The 2 are both professors at Stanford University and have been recognized for their theoretical discoveries that improve the way auctions work. According to the Nobel Committee, their discoveries have benefited sellers, buyers, and taxpayers around the world, adding the auction formats developed by the 2 Nobel laureates have been used to sell goods and services traditionally difficult to sell, such as radio frequencies, fishing quotas, and airport landing slots. Their new formats paved the way for auctioning many interrelated objects on behalf of a seller motivated by doing good for society, rather than just achieving the highest price possible, as seen in traditional auction methods. The method was first seen in 1994 when U.S. authorities sold bands of radio spectrum. Through this, it ensured that taxpayers were benefiting from the sale of radio frequencies that were owned by the government, but at the same time provided huge value to mobile network operators. This year, aside from the Nobel Peace Prize, which went to the UN's World Food Program, 7 of the 11 laureates were Americans. Lee Seung-jae, Arirang News.
The United Nations said on Monday that natural disasters surged dramatically over the past 20 years, mainly due to climate change. Major disaster cases have almost doubled compared to the period between 1980 to 1999. According to experts, the future may greatly be threatened by heat waves and droughts. Our Choi Min-jung has the full story.
According to research conducted by the UN Office for Disaster Risk Reduction, climate change has been a serious cause of an increase in natural disasters, leading to 1.2 million deaths worldwide. Findings from the research undertaken between the years 2000 and 2019 show that the number of global natural disasters totaled 7,348, which is around double the numbers recorded during the previous 2 decades. In addition, more than 4 billion people were affected by the natural catastrophes over the same period. The surge in natural disasters also led to a global economic loss of approximately $2.97 trillion. According to statistics, China and the United States suffered the highest number of disaster cases in the past 20 years. Over the same period, Asia was the hardest hit continent. Experts say that extreme climate events are the main cause of major damage. Among some 6,000 climate-related disasters, floods accounted for more than 40%. For the coming years, experts also warn possible threats posed by heat waves and droughts caused by rising temperatures. In a briefing on Monday local time, UN official Mami Mizutori stressed the importance of political leadership in overcoming disasters amid the pandemic.
I do have a concern that the ongoing COVID-19 will can, if not deter, slow down the pace of national governments in trying to put in more preventive measures into extreme weather events.
Mizutori added that this report is a reminder to UN member states of their commitment to strengthen disaster risk governance. Choi Min-jung, Arirang News.
K-pop groups are quickly making lasting names for themselves in the global music industry. BTS is once again set to make Billboard history with a remixed version of the song Savage Love, which features a South Korean boy group set to top the main U.S. singles chart, the Billboard Hot 100. Girl group Blackpink is also set to debut at number 2 on the U.S. Billboard 200 chart with their new album. Our Kim Jae-hee tells us more.
The remixed version of Savage Love by U.S. pop star Jason Derulo and New Zealand producer Josh 685 featuring BTS is set to top the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Billboard's official Twitter account tweeted the notice on Monday local time. With BTS Dynamite at number 2, the group is set to make history by occupying the number 1 and 2 spots at the same time. Unlike the all-English single Dynamite, which saw BTS become the first South Korean artist to top the Billboard Hot 100 chart in late August, the Savage Love remix contains Korean lyrics. Savage Love ranked 8 on last week's charts, but reached the summit after BTS released their remix on October 2nd, with the boy band taking the lead vocals on the track. Savage Love recorded 16 million U.S. streams and sold 76,000 downloads from October 2nd to 8th. Billboard says the song's overall activity favored the versions that included BTS, and the majority of the track's overall sales were owed to the BTS remix. According to Billboard, BTS is the first group to sit at number 1 and 2 simultaneously since the Black Eyed Peas in 2009. K-pop girl group Blackpink's debut full-length album called The Album will enter at number 2 on the U.S. Billboard 200 chart, which ranks the 200 most popular music albums in the U.S. Blackpink's Lovesick Girls will also hit number 1 on the Billboard Global chart, which excludes the U.S. The Billboard charts will officially be updated on Tuesday local time. Kim Jae-hee, Arirang News.
Good morning. Most parts had a chilly start to the day, especially in the central parts of inland regions. In fact, Paju and Jiangsu saw lows dropping below 5 degrees Celsius this morning. But highs will rise rapidly to upper teens to 20s in most parts of the country, leading to a wide temperature differences. This afternoon's hot in Gwangju will get up to 20 degrees Celsius, while most parts will be under bright skies. But autumn winds will make it feel a bit chillier than the actual temperatures. And starting tomorrow, the autumn chill will get more intense here in the capital. Even the highs will go down to the 20s, while the dry and fairly sunny conditions will continue. In fact, the cool, dry winds, unsettled weather conditions, and shorter daylight hours can be difficult for our bodies and minds. Here are some popular Korean teas we can consume around this time of the year to help chase away the chill in the air and stay healthy. That's Korea for you, and here's a look at the weather conditions around the world.
That's a wrap for us at the hour on Arirang News. We'll be back with more of the day's headlines at noon Korea time, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching and goodbye.